My dear friend, I want you to hear me clearly tonight. The dead are not gone. Their bodies may lie in the earth, but their spirits live on. And not only do they live, they watch, they see. They are not distant shadows lost to the winds of time. No, they are nearer than you think, closer than your breath, standing like silent guardians on the edge of eternity. We live in a world that tries to tell us death is the end, that when the heart stops beating, the story is over. But I tell you tonight, that's a lie. That's not what the Word of God says. That's not what the soul knows. There is more beyond the veil, more than flesh and blood. Life doesn't stop. It just changes address. They watch not with eyes of judgment, but with eyes of love, with eyes that once looked at you across a dinner table from a rocking chair or through tear-filled goodbyes. And now, in that great cloud of witnesses, they behold your life, not to haunt you, not to shame you, but to cheer you on. Oh, if you could see what I see when I close my eyes in prayer, if you could feel what I feel when the Spirit whispers in the quiet, you'd know your grandmother who prayed over your soul is watching you still. That father who never got to see you grow into the man or woman you are, he knows. That child you lost, whose laugh still echoes in your memory, they are not lost forever. They stand on heaven's edge, hearts beating with eternal hope, watching you take every step, rise from every fall, carry every cross. And though they cannot reach down and touch your face, they reach up in spirit, calling your name in heaven's silence. We don't live our lives unseen. You are not forgotten. Not by heaven, not by God, and not by those who loved you and went ahead. They walk with you in the unseen corridors of grace. They watch you through the eyes of eternity, and when you rise, they rejoice. They are the quiet witnesses in your story, the invisible crowd in your stadium, the eternal audience to your purpose. And every time you feel like giving up, I want you to remember this. You are being watched by those who believe in you more than you believe in yourself. You're not living in the dark. You are living under heaven's gaze. So live like someone who's seen, someone who's loved, someone who carries the legacy of those who left, but never really left. There are moments in life, deep, dark moments, when we feel like no one understands, no one sees, and no one cares. We sit alone in a room full of noise and yet feel like the silence is swallowing us whole. But let me tell you something straight from the heart of heaven. You are not alone, not now, not ever. The world may overlook you. Friends may walk away. Family may not understand. But there are eyes, divine, eternal eyes fixed upon you, watching, loving, encouraging. Those who have gone before you, those who once held your hand, wiped your tears, spoke your name in prayer, they're still with you, not in flesh, but in spirit. There is a cloud of witnesses the Bible speaks of, and it's not just a poetic phrase, it's a living truth. Picture it. Your life is a race, and the stands are filled with those who have finished theirs. They're not seated in silence. No, they are shouting your name with joy. They are leaning over heaven's balcony, eyes wide with wonder, as they see you push through the storm, get up from the dirt, and run on in faith. You think your pain goes unnoticed? You think your struggle is unseen? Listen to me. There are tears in heaven every time you break, and there is celebration in heaven every time you rise. When you think you're standing all by yourself in the fire, you're not. There are those who once walked this earth, who once knew the same fire, the same tears, the same trials, and now they stand by you in spirit. They don't need to be here in the flesh to be present in your fight. Just like the wind carries a voice through the trees, their love carries through time, through space, through death itself. And when you cry out, I can't do this alone, their answer from beyond time is simple. You're not. You have a cheering section in eternity. You have a crowd that believes in your calling. And more than anything, you have a God who promised, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So lift your head, dry your tears, strengthen your knees, walk on. Because unseen by the world, but known by heaven, you are surrounded by love, by legacy, by lives that have paved the path you're walking. You may feel alone, but you are walking with angels. You may feel abandoned, but you are covered by the prayers of those who have crossed over. And when you fall into the arms of the one who never left you. You are not alone, not for 1 second. Not in this life, not in death, not in eternity. You may wake up some days and feel small, insignificant. The world spins fast. People pass you by and you wonder, does my life even matter? But I came to tell you tonight, with all the fire in my soul, you matter more than you can possibly imagine. Not just to this world, not just to the people around you, but to heaven, to eternity, to the great cloud of witnesses who once walked this earth and now behold your journey with reverence and hope. You matter to those who have gone before you because your life is the next chapter in their story. The love they gave you, the lessons they left you, the sacrifices they made, they didn't die with them. They live on in you. Your heartbeat carries their legacy. Your choices echo their dreams. Your footsteps walk paths they prayed you would someday find. When you rise above your fear, they rejoice. When you hold on through heartbreak, they stand a little taller. And when you dare to believe in something greater, when you choose light over darkness, faith over fear, they feel the impact of your courage. Because every act of love, every moment of perseverance, every time you forgive, grow, or rise again, you honor the lives that went before you. You validate their hope in you. You prove that their lives weren't lived in vain. Don't let this world fool you. You're not just another face in the crowd. You're not just another name in a long line of names. You are a continuation of something eternal, a soul created by God, a legacy carried forward. And when the world forgets to see your worth, those watching from beyond the veil remember who you are. They remember your potential. They remember the spark that always lived inside you, even when you couldn't see it yourself. You matter because your life has purpose. Not just in the mountaintops, but in the valleys. Not just in the victories, but in the moments you keep going when everything in you wants to quit. That's where legacy is written. That's where heaven leans in close and whispers, that one, they're still fighting. That one, they're still believing. That one, they still carry the light. So never doubt your worth. Never believe the lie that says you're too broken, too far gone, too small to make a difference. If you only knew how many eyes were on you right now, eyes filled with love, pride, and holy hope, you'd never walk with your head down again. You matter deeply to God, to those who've passed, and to a future that's still waiting to be written by your hand. Walk boldly, live fully, because your life is a sacred thread in the great tapestry of eternity. There's a voice many of us carry in our minds, a voice of guilt, of shame, of failure, a voice that says you're not good enough, a voice that reminds you of every mistake, every misstep, every tear you caused, and every dream you let die. And sometimes in the quiet hours of the night, you wonder if the ones I've lost could see me now, would they be disappointed? But hear me deep in your soul tonight. Heaven is not watching to condemn you. Heaven is watching because it believes in you. The people who have gone before you, the ones whose names are etched in your heart, they are not shaking their heads in disappointment. No, they are standing in hope. They are looking upon you with eyes that have seen eternity and love you with a love untainted by pain, pride, or judgment. You see, once someone crosses into the glory of heaven, they are perfected in love. They no longer carry the bitterness of the world, the grudges, the regrets. What they carry now is compassion. What they see now is your purpose. What they feel now is the full weight of who you really are, beneath the brokenness, beyond the fear, past the sin. And they believe in what God is doing in your life. God does not give up on his children. He doesn't sit back and tally your failures. And neither do those who now dwell with him. They don't watch with arms folded. They watch with arms stretched out, hoping you will keep going, cheering when you take one more step, praying from eternity that you'll come to know what they now know, that grace is real and mercy is greater than shame. Heaven is not disappointed in you. Heaven is not keeping score. Heaven is holding on to hope for you when you've lost it yourself. And the people you've loved and lost, they are part of that hope. They are part of that divine encouragement that surrounds you every time you fall and every time you rise. I believe that when your heart is breaking, when you are on the edge of giving up, there is a voice, maybe the voice of a mother, a grandfather, a spouse, or a child, saying, get back up, keep going. You're stronger than this. You're not alone. They see you not as the world sees you, but as God sees you. They see the you that is becoming, the you that is growing, the you that is fighting battles no one else knows about, and still standing. So tonight, shake off the lies of shame. Silence the voice that says you've gone too far, and let the truth of eternity rise within you. You are loved. You are seen. You are believed in. Heaven is not disappointed. Heaven is waiting for your victory. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are a child of God, cheered on by those who have already reached glory, and they are watching not with judgment, but with joy. There is something sacred about memory, something eternal. You see, when someone we love leaves this earth, their body may rest, but their influence never sleeps. It moves in us. It breathes through us. It walks beside us in the quiet, shows up in our laughter, and whispers through our tears. The dead may be gone from this world, but their lives are not done speaking. Your grandmother's prayers didn't die with her. Your father's wisdom didn't vanish in the grave. That friend who believed in you when no one else did, their voice still echoes in the halls of your heart. Why? Because love doesn't end with death. Legacy does not lie still in the ground. It rises in the lives of the living. I want you to think about it. Every act of kindness they showed you, every lesson they taught, every sacrifice they made, those were not just for a moment. Those were seeds. And you, dear friend, are the soil. Their legacy grows through the life you're living. When you choose to stand, when you could have quit, when you forgive, when it's easier to stay bitter, when you love boldly and live fearlessly, you are continuing what they started. I believe with all my heart that those who've gone before us are not watching in silence. They are watching in celebration. Every time you become more of who God called you to be, it's a tribute to their memory. Every time you rise from your struggle and walk toward hope, it's a continuation of their purpose. Your life is more than just your own. You are the chapter that follows theirs. You are the proof that their love, their values, their prayers were not in vain. Maybe you didn't get to say goodbye. Maybe there were words left unspoken. But let me assure you, what matters now is not what was left behind, but what you carry forward. Don't let grief turn into guilt. Let it become gratitude. Don't let pain paralyze you. Let it push you to purpose. When you live a life of courage, when you stand for truth, when you love like they did, you are not just honoring them, you are extending them. Their story doesn't end with death. Their story continues in you. So walk tall, live loud, love deeply, because every breath you take in faith, every step you take in hope is a living tribute to those who helped shape you. You are the evidence of their impact. You are the living legacy of someone else's dream. And yes, they are watching, not from a place of sorrow, but from the grandstands of glory, cheering you on with every heartbeat of heaven. There are moments in life when we feel utterly alone, when the weight of our burdens presses so hard on our shoulders that we wonder if anyone sees, if anyone knows. In those midnight hours when your heart is heavy and your spirit is weak, you may cry out, God, is anyone still with me? Does anyone care about what I'm going through? But I want to tell you something tonight, not just with words, but with the full force of truth that has echoed through eternity. You are never alone. There are eyes upon your journey that the world cannot see. Eyes filled with compassion, eyes that know your story better than anyone else ever could, eyes that have cried for you, prayed for you, believed in you. And though their voices may have fallen silent in this world, their hearts have not stopped hoping. Their presence is felt in ways the natural mind cannot always comprehend. The saints of old, the faithful departed, the loved ones who've crossed the river into eternity, they stand not in judgment, but in solidarity, not in silence, but in spirit. They do not just remember who you were, they see who you are becoming. They know the battles you're fighting. They understand the nights you've wept, the strength it takes to get up again. And I believe deep in my soul that they cheer you on with heaven's fire. You see, faith does not end with death. It only begins to shine brighter. Love does not dissolve in the grave. It is amplified in eternity. And the bond you had with the ones you've lost, it's not broken, it's transformed. It's no longer bound by time or space. It's eternal. When you walk into a room and feel an unexplainable peace, when you face a storm and find strength you didn't know you had, when you feel the sudden urge to keep going just when you thought you'd collapse, maybe that's not coincidence. Maybe it's the quiet support of heaven. Maybe it's the whisper of a voice that once held you saying, you're not alone. You've got this. Keep going. Friend, you were never meant to carry your pain by yourself. God walks with you, yes, but so do the prayers of those who've gone before you. Their love still surrounds you. Their faith still empowers you. Their dreams still live in you. And when you feel most abandoned, know this, there is a great cloud of witnesses standing just beyond the veil, cheering your name, calling you forward, urging you to run your race. So don't give up now. Don't let loneliness lie to you. The unseen realm is more alive than we realize. And in that realm, you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are surrounded by a love that stretches beyond this world. Lift your head, wipe your tears, and take the next step. not just for yourself, but for the ones who still believe in you from the other side. There is something deep within every human soul that longs to be seen, not for our perfection, but for our potential. We ache to know that our struggle matters, that our effort counts for something more than just survival. And sometimes we wonder, does anyone really notice? Do the ones I've lost still care about what I'm doing? Oh, friend, let me tell you, you are not forgotten in the halls of eternity. I believe with all my heart that when you rise from failure and take one more step forward, there's a celebration in heaven. When you choose to forgive when you could have held a grudge, when you speak truth in a world full of lies, when you love deeply even after being broken, heaven stands up and takes notice. You see, life is not a performance for applause. It is a race of faith. And the great cloud of witnesses, those saints and loved ones who have gone before us, are not watching with folded arms or silent judgment. No, they're watching with hearts that burn with encouragement. They're watching with the understanding of someone who's been through the storm and made it to the other side. They know how hard it is to keep going when you're weary. They remember the pressure, the temptation, the moments of doubt. But now in glory, they see the full picture, the purpose behind the pain, the beauty rising from the ashes. And from that place, they cheer. From that place, they believe in you. Can you hear them? Can you feel them in your spirit? That whisper in your soul that says, don't quit. You're almost there. Your life is bigger than this moment. I believe when you take the hard road, when you stand for what is right, even when it's unpopular, those who've gone before you are saying, yes, that's it. That's the courage we prayed for. That's the fire we saw in you. You're not just living for today. You're not just fighting for yourself. You are carrying the hopes, the dreams, the legacy of those who passed their torch to you. Your life is the continuation of a story heaven still celebrates. So walk with boldness, live with purpose. And when the darkness surrounds you, remember that you are never walking alone. You are cheered on by those who see you clearly, not just for who you are now, but for the mighty soul God created you to become. You are watched not with condemnation, but with compassion, not with doubt, but with divine confidence, not by ghosts of the past, but by saints of heaven who believe, who hope, who rejoice every time you rise again. There are moments in life when we feel like our little acts of goodness, our quiet sacrifices, our unseen faithfulness don't matter. We wonder, who sees this? Who knows the price I'm paying to do what's right? But I want to tell you something tonight that reaches beyond time, beyond this world, and deep into the eternal. Every good thing you do ripples beyond what your eyes can see. You may not hear the applause down here, but heaven hears it. And I believe that those who've gone before you, those who loved you, prayed for you, inspired you, are not only aware of your journey, but are rejoicing in every step you take toward righteousness. The Bible tells us there is joy in heaven over one sinner who repents. Think about that. All of heaven celebrates when a single soul turns back to God. If heaven rejoices in that moment, don't you believe it also rejoices when you choose integrity over compromise? When you choose humility over pride? When you choose to bless instead of curse, to lift up instead of tear down? And perhaps, just perhaps, those saints who've gone before you, your grandmother who prayed over your crib, your father who taught you how to be strong, your friend who believed in you even when you didn't believe in yourself, they see those choices and smile. Not because you're perfect, but because you're pressing on, because you're walking the path they once walked, and you're doing it with courage. You may think no one notices when you help someone in need, when you speak a kind word, when you hold on to faith in the storm. But I assure you, heaven notices. Your life, your light, your labor, it matters more than you know. And here's the beautiful truth. Every act of obedience, every quiet yes to God becomes a tribute to those who've gone before. When you love deeply, when you serve faithfully, when you carry your cross without complaining, you're not only honoring God, you're continuing the legacy of the faithful who now watch from the other side. You're not alone. The audience of heaven leans in every time you choose what is right over what is easy. Every time you press forward when everything inside you wants to give up. Every time you say, Lord, I trust you, even when life hurts, you are sending a wave of glory that reaches the eternal realm. And so I urge you, don't grow weary in doing good, because not only does God see you, but those who loved you, who shaped you, who now dwell in glory, they see the fruit of their prayers alive in you. Their love for you hasn't ended. Their hope for you hasn't faded. They're still watching, still believing, still cheering for your soul. So live in a way that would make them proud. Love like they did. Serve like they did. And one day when you two cross that final threshold, you'll hear them say, well done. You kept the fire burning. There is a truth so powerful, so comforting, that it can change the way you face every trial, every heartache, every dark night of the soul. Your life has eternal impact. The choices you make, the way you love, the faith you cling to, they echo far beyond the moment, far beyond the here and now. When we ask, do dead people watch the living? The answer is not just about curiosity. It's about realizing that we are part of a much bigger story, a story that stretches beyond this life into eternity. Those who have gone on before us, the faithful ones who now rest in God's presence, are watching because they know the stakes. They see the eternal consequences of our actions, and they are deeply invested in who we become. The lives that touched you, the prayers that lifted you, the love that held you when you could not stand. Those who have passed on are not indifferent spectators. They are praying, hoping, interceding for you. They are witnessing your fight, and they are inspired by your courage. And here's the thing, your life is the legacy that will inspire generations yet to come. When you live with integrity, with faith, with love that refuses to give up, you become a beacon of hope. Not just for those who know you now, but for those who will hear your story years from now. Your life matters far beyond the boundaries of time. So when the enemy whispers lies about your insignificance, when the world tries to convince you that your efforts are wasted, remember this: you are being watched by a great cloud of witnesses. Those who have run the race before you, those who have overcome and now dwell in glory, they are cheering you on. And God, who sees all, is proud of every step you take toward Him. Do not waste the gift of your life on doubt or fear. Live boldly, love fiercely, run your race with the knowledge that you are not alone and that your impact will never fade. You are watched by eternity. You are loved beyond measure. You are part of a story that never ends. So now, as we stand at this moment, we are faced with a profound truth that reaches beyond our understanding. The lives of those who have gone before us are not ended. They are alive in a realm where love never fades, where hope never dies, and where every tear and triumph is known. They watch over us, not as distant shadows, but as living witnesses cheering us on, praying for us, believing in the beauty that God is shaping within us. This should ignite a fire within your soul. You are not alone. Your life is not a fleeting whisper in the wind. It is a precious story woven into the eternal tapestry of God's plan. The choices you make today echo through eternity. The love you give, the courage you muster, the faith you hold fast, all of it matters beyond measure. So walk forward with boldness. Live with purpose. Let the knowledge that you are watched, loved, and supported by those who've gone before propel you through every trial and every triumph. Make your life a testimony worthy of the legacy you carry. For one day, when you too cross that great divide, you will join the great cloud of witnesses, watching over the next generation with the same love and hope that now surrounds you. Remember this, death does not end love. It does not end watching. It only transforms it into something eternal. So live as if you are seen because you are. Live as if you are loved because you are. Live as if your life changes the world because it does. May God bless you and keep you in this truth today and forevermore. Amen.